St Mary's Church Walton was the venue for this year's civic service, and the Town Council Chairman, Councillor Nick Pennicott, welcomed his invited guests at the door. Attendance is by invitation only from the Chairman of the Council and is one of the last events he or she will officiate at before ending their year of office. On this occasion there were a fair smattering of visiting mayors. One estimate was that there were no less than 10 in attendance. Regular guests at this event are Julia Elton, who sang in the choir on this occasion, and our North Somerset Member of Parliament, Dr. Liam Fox, heading for an election in a few weeks' time. The presentation of the Citizen and Personality Awards for the year are a key feature of the service, and this year the Council Chairman Nick Pennicott had 3 awards to announce. The first was to Angela Slotty, leader of the conservation group the Friends of Poets Walk, and also a key member of the Woodcutters for Wildlife. Councillor Pennicott told the congregation that this group had made a remarkable difference to one of Clevedon's famous beauty spots by opening up some of the old pathways that had become impassable as they were overgrown with bramble. They had also been working in St Andrew's churchyard, clearing the overgrown scrub from many of the graves. Deputy Council Chairman Linda Knott then presented the second award to Mike Batchelor. Councillor Knott said that Mike had been a loyal member of the Sailing Club for many years, and during the Marlins Festival weekend each year he could be found up to his waist in cold water in the marine lake. He had done this so that youngsters could enjoy their first session of sailing. Many became efficient at water sports as a result of his guidance. The final award was to Yvonne Kingston, President of the Rotary Club of Clevedon Yo. Councillor Pennycock said the club supported numerous charities through fundraising activities, including the local YMCA, MenCap, St Peter's Hospice and Help the Heroes. The group has also helped to purchase a defibrillator for the Clevedon Pier.
Yes, please. Fantastic.
Are we going to get a bit of clapping?
Oh dear Lord, three things I pray, to see thee more clearly, love thee more dearly, follow thee more nearly, day by day, day by day.
Hello, what an exciting time we're at with the renovation of our marine lake. At last we're really sure that the renovation is going to happen this summer. The contractor is appointed, and at the end of March, on the 30th, Mike Mayhew, our warden, will be opening the sluice over there and flushing the water out of the lake so that Towans, our regular mud contractor, can come in and shovel the mud over the wall. So the lake is clean and ready for the main contractor to come in and repair the lake. What's going to happen is, first of all, there'll be a new inner wall of poured concrete built inside the existing wall and bonded to it. This will both waterproof the wall and stabilise it for another 50 years. So at the same time they're going to put in a new bigger sluice alongside the existing sluice so that we can empty the lake in a single tide. This will make it possible to It'll make it much easier to look after the lake because we'll be able to flush it out several times a year to get rid of the mud. And also, if anything goes wrong with one sluice, we can drop the lake level and repair it. At the moment, we have some problems with only a single sluice. If you look over there, you can see the remains of the old clubhouse up and down. That's going to be smoothed out so there's a level promenade all the way out to the pump house. The whole promenade will be given a new topping of several inches of concrete, which should resist the sea much better than the current finish, and it'll be flat all the way round from the far end there round to the pump house. From the steps there will be a new ramp, for wheelchairs and buggies and prams and people who don't like walking up steps, so that there's ramp access both ends of the lake, which will make it a lot pleasanter for mums with pushchairs, people who are disabled and so forth. They'll be able to come along the lower promenade and get out the other end. At the far end of the lake, where at the moment we have a paddling pool which is always full of stones and rubbish and not very useful. We're going to reshape that end, fill in the paddling pool, and it'll be all a smooth concrete slope extending from the end of the current ramp round and down to the water. So it'll be a wide area for storing launching trolleys, and also a freshwater paddling pool for little ones, with some fixed seating round it so parents and grandparents can sit and supervise them. The freshwater will be very shallow and clean and safe for the little ones to use. Now down here, we haven't forgotten the swimmers. We're going to reinstate the pontoon in the middle of the water. It will in fact be an island built up from the bottom, and this will be about 50 yards out from the side to give swimmers somewhere to aim for and somewhere to sit on, dive off, play around on, and I think that will be much appreciated. Now, where do we go next? Well, in September, when we get the lake back, we'll be trying to recreate some of the atmosphere of that we used to have round the lake. We'll have some rowing boats for hire, we'll maybe paddle boats, we'll have little tents for changing alongside the promenade, and we'll generally try and get a bit more pizzazz back into the lake. All we require is sunshine and people to make it work. Moving on from there, not part of this project, but something we really want to do, is to build a small changing room for schools and clubs and regular users of the lake on the little terraces at that end. That would have showers and toilets as well as changing areas, and would make the lake much more usable for groups. Also at the other end, a rather longer term wish is to put a new launching ramp into the sea from the new sloping terrace at the far end. This will relieve some of the pressure on the sailing club launching ramp at the far end of the promenade, and provide somewhere for the general public to put their boats into the sea. Where that will take a few years to organise, because of course this is a site of special scientific interest and a Ramsar site and everything else. The Bristol Channel is important, so we'll have to do assessments to verify that putting a ramp in there is not a problem. However, watch this space. We hope to do this certainly within the next 10 years. So there we have it, our lake shining and blue in the sunshine, and come September it will be good as new for another 50 years, just ready for everyone to enjoy.
The work on digging the deep hole into the approach walkway of the pier progresses slowly. The problem, as it has always been, is the danger that the Victorian wall that surrounds the site will collapse as the rock that supports it is cleared away. From time to time, this team of scaffolders are called upon to devise added support to this fragile structure. The project is to build this new educational and visitor facility, complete with a tea room, an educational room and toilets on the site, part of which, as can be seen, will be below ground level. As the pier mistress Linda Strong completes her morning inspection of the Grade 1 listed pier, another morning of digging the bedrock that has supported the pier has begun. At the controls is Gary, who has the reputation for being the gentlest digger operator in the West. So, with his soft touch at the controls, the desired level is being reached. But it is a very slow job. It's been a long wait, but the news that the motor vessel Balmoral will indeed be sailing the Bristol Channel this summer has been welcomed by all those who love coastal cruising. The charity that have been reviving the 65-year-old ship have now confirmed that it is the firm intention to have the ship sailing down the River Avon from her home in the Bristol Harbour, with the first port of call being Clevedon Pier. The date for this first sailing is provisionally put at Saturday the 20th of June. Before that, in April, the Balmoral will be going back to Sharpness Dry Dock for her annual inspection and to receive a coat of protective paint to her underbelly. Watch this space and we will bring you further details of how you can buy tickets for a ride on this exciting ship. Meanwhile, the Balmoral's one-time companion ship, the paddle steamer Waverley, will be paying a short visit to the Bristol Channel in September. Her first call at Clevedon Pier will be on Friday the 4th of September, with a cruise up the River Severn under the two motorway bridges, followed by an evening showboat cruise. Her last appearance in the area will be on Sunday the 6th of September, when she will be cruising from Clevedon via Penarth and Ilfracombe to Lundy Island. Members of the team that staged last year's Dig for Victory show in Wraxall recently brought out their historic clothes and jeeps to make a donation to one of their charitable causes.
Oh yeah, fine. Yeah.
The Dig for Victory show celebrates life in the 1940s, with reenactors demonstrating what life was like in wartime Britain. An exhibition of over 200 original, restored wartime vehicles, make-do and mend workshops, vintage stalls, live music, dance lessons, historic talks and a children's trail were all on offer. The visit on this occasion was to the Children's Hospice Southwest in Wraxall to present a cheque for £2,000, part of the money raised through the Dig for Victory festival last June. This was an opportunity for the 1940s team to learn more about the charity and to experience firsthand the incredible work that goes on for these very sick children and their families.
Also, let's get Sabina in the front as opposed to hiding behind Sam's shoulder.
Fell down. She wanted to get out of the chair 20 minutes ago.
The team are now busy planning this summer's show to be held on the 13th and 14th of June at the North Somerset Showground at Wraxall, just outside Bristol.
Same as always, but you haven't changed a jot.
I told you. She looks like a young girl. You'll feel terribly out of place here. We're all so decrepit. And you look as you always did, youthful and glowing. How sweet you both are. Reggie, it's me, Jean.
I know who you are.
Don't be hard on me, Reg, after all these years. I can't bear it.
It's a play called Quartet by Ronald Harwood, and it takes place in a retirement home for musicians and singers. There are only 4 characters in the cast. One of them is Wilf, here, played by Roger Hockaday.
I'm Roger Hockaday. I'm playing Wilfred Bond, an ex-baritone, probably rather a good one. Wilf is obsessed with thoughts of sex. He doesn't do very much, but he's obsessed with it. And it occupies quite a lot of the dialogue, my dialogue. And the object of Wilf's attentions is Sissy.
I'm Sarah Bridle, and I'm playing Sissy Robson. I'm a contralto, and I'm a bit scatty, bordering on dementia. My best friends are Wilf and Reggie, and Reggie is very protective of me.
I'm Doug Stinchcombe, and I can't play the organ. I'm Reggie Paget, and I'm the serious one, really. I study Wagner and generally quite contented in this home until suddenly, unannounced, his ex-wife turns up, and things then don't go quite so good. His ex-wife, of course, was Jean Horton.
I'm Sheila Huddleston, playing Jean Horton, Reggie's ex-wife. I'm really a prima donna. I was the soprano, and I was much the best of all of the 4 of them, and I let everybody know that, and I want everything my own way. I had hoped there'd be a great deal more, how shall I say, virtuosi. Well, Frank White is still here,
but I don't know for how much longer. He's not at all well now, poor lamb. He can hardly breathe. I think they're going to send him away. And I don't think he even knows where he is. And he doesn't want to see anybody, not even me. But what a star he was. So manly. We were friends once. Occasionally, he used to let me hold his flute. Youthful and glowing it was, and it made me sound like a choir of angels.
And could that have been Bobby Swanson lurking in a corner?
It could indeed.
He cut me dead.
His sight isn't what it was. He's waiting for a cataracts to ripen, but they tell him that these days the cataracts don't have to ripen. It's all microsurgery. Poor bugger. And bloody doctors.
He was such an intense little man. He looked as though he was spying for a foreign power.
Bobby Swanson's all right, just disappointed, that's all. He wanted to conduct, they wouldn't let him. He's a miracle worker, is Bobby.
Yes, someone I know, Enrico Cardinale, you might remember him. He swore by Bobby. I forget what it was they did together, but Enrico needed a lot of help in more ways than one.
Quartet by Ronald Harwood is produced by the Clevedon Players at the Prince's Hall on March the 26th till the 28th, starting at 7:30.
Oh, I'm surprised you're here, Jean. The last I heard of you, you were living it up in Eaton Square.
And did they show you the swimming pool? They keep it about 80 degrees. I swim every morning.
I watch her. It's the only exercise I take.
Reggie, please say something to me. I was so looking forward to seeing you again, truly. We don't have to talk about the past. What was, was. Let's just be friends, now and forever. I trust our fellow residents don't go on and on about their past successes, or failures as the case may be. I do find that tiresome, don't you? But it's a symptom of old age, I fear, that and repeating oneself. My late husband used to do it all the time.
Which late husband?
Nigel Harris.
Was he your fourth or your fifth?